Something that, unfortunately, needs to be done, since the gods don't seem to be lending their divine aid anytime soon. At least their suffering is at an end now. Afflicted peoples who had resigned themselves to this fate, of their own volition. A more altruistic act than any I could deign to accomplish. The town remains safe. This plague encroaches ever east. Even these drastic measures may fall short of what may come beyond today. Probably, though I sincerely hope not. Those madmen are already terrifying as it is. But to know they can direct plagues and the like, a truly dreadful image. Well, before any action, you should know a little about me, particularly of what I do. You see, I'm not here just to spread the Divine's wisdom. I'm here because the priest requested my skills. Alteration, to be exact. Familiar with that art? So you won't need to hear me blabber on. Grand. I bring this up because one technique I've honed is to scour large tracts of land for things both significant and relevant to our interest. And recently my focus has been on one such thing. Gauntlets belonging to the blessed and venerated war knight, Mados. The items have vanished, and no one had any answers as to where. Until now, of course, with the help of yours truly. Far to the north, way beyond this kingdom's grasp. Most strange is how far below the earth my search took me to. Right in the depths of that Dwemer ruin. My abilities only go so far, friend. If I were able to peer into the past, then most of our problems would be solved. Alas, we deal with what we're handed. Yet we can rule out a number of suspects who could hazard that voyage. Or start, at least. No, my. Going on about the whys and wheres is quite the digression. What were we talking about again? Right, of course. Well, seeing as you've returned seemingly unscathed from that perilous delve, would you be interested in yet another journey?
Settle me in for a bit. My legs are begging for a rest.
I hope that's a yes. Dry wit is hard to part from sarcasm. Well, friend, you know I'm ready. Else I wouldn't be heaving nigh twice my body weight in furs. Come now. I've also trained in healing. Wouldn't want any mistake made up there to be your last. Alright, if that's what you wish. Not my place to demand escort from a mercenary. I hope you've got a mind for details, as I won't be able to help you once you're up there. So, get deep into the ruin, far as you can go. You'll come across a great cavern in time. Once there, you're on your own. I'm sure there will be something to indicate a recent presence there, just have to follow the trail. So, get deep into the ruin, far as you can go. You'll come across a great cavern in time. Once there, you're on your own. I'm sure there will be something to indicate a recent presence there, just have to follow the trail. What a tale. To and through the den of those ill-begotten souls and live to tell about it. I was doubting that anyone could make their way through that sinister cavern, let alone return with the favor I asked of them. Worse than the Witchman. Please, spare me the nightmares. Yet these details you provided affirms our accounts on those ancient elves. Masters of trade, they were called. There was no market in Tamriel that wasn't influenced dramatically by the Durene's dealings. Their trade was not only limited to our mortal realm, oh no. They even reached out to the vile princes of Oblivion for goods that one could only dream of obtaining. Colossal gates, found within many a Durene ruin, linked our realms with those dark plains. You could say the merchants of Iraq owe a thing or two to the ruthless ambition and greed of their ancestors. But now this begs the question, why are the Witchmen fascinated with these structures? We've had theories, the most common being that they're drawn to the residual magicka that lace most of that ancient architecture. Like moss to a flame, they gather around places that have had their presence in some way or another, in oblivion. Tell me about it. It would explain how the Dureni built many of their constructs. Most seem to not be the effort of manual labor, but intense use of magicka and other dark arts. Such use of magics always lingers on. It's how we can date most relics we do manage to find. And a great many thanks, again, to you for helping us out with this research. I'll have your efforts known by the other priests of the circle.
For a bit. My
Trust
legs
me,
are
we're
begging for
very
a rest.
valuable allies to have in this part of the world. Not good enough. Raymond's the name. Though in Cyrodiil they say it as Raymond. I studied there. Thought it was my ticket into the good life, only to end up back here. However, in retrospect, I wouldn't have it any other way. As we speak here, a lot of innocent blood is being spilled. And if I want to do something about it, there's no point in staying where it's safest. Until recently I used to, yes. Quite a bit of fun, too. Never leaving Arnima without a shiv hidden in your boot. Now you need a bloody armed escort. Oh, a lot. Probably enough to be a bit biased, truth be told. Make no mistake, they were always savages who couldn't stomach civilization, and would sooner gut you than explain why. But their ways have sustained their lot for several eras, whereas we drift from one failed empire to another. Know them too well for that. At the same time, I know enough to keep an open mind. It's the ones we're up against that are truly beyond redemption. They may not be different at all. Like I said, I'm very subjective regarding this matter. Many people only see the madmen of the Reach, blades drawn. But in my travels, I was able to catch them just going about their lives. Like little tykes catching frogs by the river, or young gals painting on each other's faces to look like whites. Imagine fighting someone like that. Oh, how I ran on that day. It was all gone, however, when the kind of folks you'd met started growing in numbers and slaughtered whoever wouldn't fall in line. But you know what? Those weren't many. Some escaped, but it seems that most were genuinely interested in these new, even more dark and savage ways. Well, I'm here because the priest requested my skills. So you won't need to hear me. I'd bring... And until now, of course, with far to the north, way beyond my ability... No, my going on about... Right, of course. Well, seeing as you've returned seemingly unscathed, I hope that's a yes. Try which is... If you pass me your map, I'll cross the location of the ruins entrance. Got most of the local geography on the palm of my hand.
About now.
Unless the witchmen have the north covered in frozen dung and bloody pelts, that is.
silence. Embrace the ugly. Another child freed from their mortal shack. The unending silence.
Oh, don't fight now. Your prayers. This ends here. Don't fight now. That was easier than expected.
Aside from the subjects below, there is no other sentient being within the facility. I will check for tampering since by the time of hibernation.
Needle in a haystack.
Centurion.
Millions of haystacks.
Original structure
That could be
remains
anyone.
unmolested. Microserving automaton. Original structure remains unmolested. Interplane gate platform. Warning gate compromised during hibernation. Warning breach occurred 5 neuron cycles prior to current events. Gate mechanics for the portal can only be operated by my self-aware biological. Relaying arcane footage from Centurion. Biological possessed black item discerning items function and agent's agenda item seems to be worn on the hand. Agent's motive is unknown. Extremely hazardous materials will be encountered through your expedition into subject realm number 137. Are you sure you want to continue? As you wish, Ma Master. Power needs to be supplied toward gate platform for operation. We find energy director below, but beware of subjects.
Yeah, I hear it too. Sheep.
Lead you dry!
Fools!
Sawdust and clean on my face. Going places, wrecking faces.
Speed has reached all nodes. Sufficient target gauge aperture. Needs activation at local system readings. All systems are primed for your traversal to subject Trout 137. Activate the gate through accompanying device. May the gods fear the march of enlightenment.
Hey, don't make this a habit now. Hey, don't make this a habit now.
Breathing. I don't think I'm ever gonna sleep again. If we make it out of here, that is.
desire convertible by gods, lords, and men. That want is power, and the corpse king, rotting atop his spire, is a prince. And who better to take up that venerated role than ambition? Palpable, proximal, personal. It is now possible. From this hideous pit emerges royalty who awaits his throne. Yes, strip away the artifice and cast away pretension. Forgive my joy, liberator. Becoming aware of a destiny rewritten has made me giddy. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Your every inflection will be heard from here to the dying light. Your image burned for my future dreams. We will meet again, Liberator, and I will be pleased to see you. The worm will conquer the mountain, as they say. Everything that is ugly, everything that is weak, will all be burned away. And you will join me in this growth. Where I had gone from scum to royalty, you will go from nomad to nobility. Then you and I will destroy the Dark Mother together. Goodness and beauty will prevail. Farewell, intrepid friend. May we divulge on the last.
Feels like we're walking into something bad.
Good day. In fear of tooting my own horn, I would say immeasurably, considering that the clergy have congealed with royalty. The two castes have governed in tandem and continue to do so in some kingdoms. Every lord and king has his own priest. Sometimes they keep up traditions, but most commonly to convene meetings with other kingdoms via the priest's relations to one another, normally overseen by the priest's circle. A council of priests, set up soon after the dissolution of the Mages Guild in the province, supplanting their purpose, yet with a limited interest in the arcane, as from the canon forth. With restoration taking center stage in our studies, we don't dabble in more destructive arts. As many royals fear their kingdoms turning into despotic theocracies with a ruling mage class, as has happened with a number of kingdoms when the Mages Guild held prominence. Well enough. Got my health at least, though it can always be better. Wish for the day when I wasn't. But no, this isn't the ordinary distress. It's also with curiosity. You see, we've recently suffered a string of thefts within this very team. And I've been really wrong. It's not like our keepers are being empty. The thieves seem to take an interest in particular roads. We requested the guard to help in this minor crisis. They've been generous enough to spare some eyes to watch over the temple during our absence. But nothing, neither beggar nor vagrant. So failing that, our temple's missionary, Rain, has taken up the pursuit. He's quite the prodigy in iteration. One such exercise is mastered by the great surgeons, scouring the land through projected arcane vision, and while using these meticulous skills to search for each missing endorse. Very tight. The posture always visible. But key detail of mistaking you're searching for a specific room down in the dungeons of Grey Velvet. If you're not sure what that warp room is, then take a step outside the southern gate and turn your eyes to that ugly stretch of scenery just beyond the river. We've the faintest idea of what dwells there other than what's seen trailing the surface, so I advise great caution. I'll beg Mara's ear for a safe return. Greetings, stranger. Are we in need of consolation? So we finally made the expedition. Was raving about it for quite some time. Did you find our elusive thief? Daedra, within a Dwemer ruin. Unheard of. How did you manage to find yourself within such a terrible place? So you assume that the gauntlets must have led through that gate? I see. The presence of these gauntlets within such a remote ruin should have been reason enough to amplify concern. Yet now Daedra has been brought into the fold. Are we but unwitting pawns in some grander scheme? I'll have to ruminate on the revelations later, and you should rest. Couldn't imagine what a journey into that untamed north entailed. Thank you, friend. It's rare for a helping hand to go further than one needs to.
Pray before heading back out. Even luck.
Glad to see you're still willing to help, and there's always much to do around here. Though if you're looking for a journey like the one you've just returned from, then I'll have to disappoint. I won't have you cleaning this hall, so worry not. I have a more pressing need for a newcomer like yourself. Our Lord, Mortifer, has been scheduled to meet with an advisor from the Divide, a rose that dares not attend herself, lest our Lord brings out her voice. So this small conference will be our opportunity to mount pressure on Mortifer, such that he will forego his tyranny for a moment, bringing even further opportunity for reform. And with a fresh face like yours, Mortifer should understand. You're becoming a great friend to the people here, and I've come to trust you myself. A final word of advice. Should Mortifer become enraged, don't interrupt him. In fact, I advise remaining quiet entirely. I only need your presence. I'll meet you there. Blessings for your future.